We are just requesting or we are just assigning some order for some goods or items to be supplied. Whatever order you are placing, what do you want from their side? So that has to be placed over here. So complete information is very much important. Accurate information will help you out in getting proper delivery. The products will be proper as well as the time in which it has to reach you will be correct. Hello everyone, I am Dr. Shalini, Professor of English, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. Today we are here to understand one of the letters prescribed by University of MYSURU under Business Correspondence section for 4th Sem B.B.A. Today we are going to understand about orders, execution and cancellation letters. So when you place an order, either that will be executed or it will be cancelled. So these are the letters we are going to understand. So let us understand what is there in today's session. So in today's session, we will be understanding about how we place an order, then how is the execution letter issued, and also if it is a cancellation letter, how is it done, and also we'll have a look at the sample letter. So these are the 4 letters we are going to see. So execution and cancellation letters are almost similar. So basically speaking, all these letters are the formal letters only. So it will have the format of a formal letter only. Only thing is the content will be changed. So let us have a look at what is placing an order and how do you write a letter for that. So let us understand what is placing of order first. So we are talking in terms of business. So we'll be talking about how to place an order in terms of business only. So to begin with, order letters are written to assign orders for goods or items. So basically the meaning only states that is placing of order. That means we are just requesting or we are just assigning some order for some goods or items to be supplied. So that is the basic idea of this placing of order. So they are written in very well formatted and specific manner. So all the letters for your information has a format, isn't it? Even the informal letters, that is the letter which you write to your family members also, okay, even they will have some format. So this also is written in a very well formatted and in a very specific manner. That means this also has a predefined format. They are quite common and are written on daily basis. So when you are talking about business terms, so these are very commonly written and almost every day, okay. So maybe every day you might have to draft maybe 10 or 15 depending on your business, okay. So that depends how well your business is running. If you have to place an order for many items at the same time, then you write lot of letters, that too for different vendors. So it is written very commonly and also on daily basis. The language of the letter is very formal. As I told you, this is an example of a formal letter. So the language that is used is also formal only, okay. So yes, it takes just a phone call to place an order, but there is something wherein you have to maintain records, isn't it? So that time you need to write a letter there. So that's why this letter has to be written and it has to be in a very formal manner. You cannot just use the language which you used to speak. So this is not written in spoken language, it should be in a formal language only. So impart complete and accurate information, because incomplete information results in delayed deliveries. You need to give complete. Impart means to give, to deliver complete and accurate information. You need to specify how much of order you require. Why do you need these orders? So as I told you before only, when I told you about introduction to letter writing, I told you to specify the reason why you are writing that letter. So this order placing also, why you are placing this order is very much important. That is because when you specify the reason, the vendor will make sure one or the other way he will arrange for that whatever items you are requesting for, okay. Suppose it is not available at him. Suppose product which you have requested is not available with him. So he will make sure he will arrange for that and he is going to deliver it to you. So complete information is very much important. Accurate information will help you out in getting proper delivery. The products will be proper as well as the time in which it has to reach you will be correct. So that is the reason it has to be complete and accurate information should be given there. So these letters are to be written to the point only. You are not beating around the bush. As I told you, formal letters will not be beating around the bush. You are not including any unnecessary information. You ought to include only the information that has to be there. Unnecessary information need not be there. You are placing an order, you need not have to talk about their family. You are placing an order, you need not have to ask about their business. Whatever you require, only that much if you specify, that is enough. So it has to be to the point only. So this will be the structure of a formal letter in general, and here it is actually the structure of a letter that you use to place an order. Okay, so this is the format. Now, we'll just have a look at how is the format of it. First, you will write the address given. Okay, that means your address you will be writing. So, as I told you, this follows the format of a formal letter. First, you will write your address. Okay, that is sender's address. Then you have the date. Okay, elaborate form of date. Then reference number you need to have. Why should you have a reference number? That is because you have to give a number for your letter. Usually, letters will be numbered in business as well as any formal letter will be numbered. That is because sometimes you may have to take some reference and then you have to talk about that letter. Then you need not have to specify all these details. If you just specify the reference number, that is enough. Okay, suppose I give a number to this, then suppose any other day I want to talk about this, or maybe the vendor talks about this. So that time he just has to refer to the reference number. So that time I'll be referring to this letter, then I'm going to read the letter I have received. So reference number is very much important. So reference number is very common in the business letters as well as any formal letters. Okay, like correspondence with government or anything, reference number is very common. So that is the reason they need to write letters, they need to maintain some records. So emails, you can write it in maybe thread or something like that. Okay, means you keep replying to the same conversation, but that will not go for a longer time. Sometime when that person will not reply to the thread, he just sends a mail directly, then the stream is gone. But that doesn't happen with this letters. So they'll be filed in such a way like according to the date, so that reference will be very easy, and that is the reason reference number is very much important. Then we'll write the address. That is the designation and name of the company and address of the company. Okay, that is the recipients to whom I am writing. So that person's designation, then the name of the company and the address of the company. This is business letter, so name of the company will be there. You need to write the designation and then the name of the company. So there will be a person to whom you will address. Okay, so this is very much important for you to write. Then the salutation comes, then comes the subject. So here subject, you just give a very short title as to what you are writing. Then comes the body of the letter. What does the body of the letter contain? It contains to what you are referring to. Suppose you are placing an order, then the quotation will be there. They would have called for a quotation, then you would have written this letter. So like that. So whatever a letter you want to refer to, so that will be here. And also the list of requirements will be there. I mean to say what you are requesting, what and all is your requirement, the items to be ordered, like whatever order you are placing, what do you want from their side. So that has to be placed over here. Then date on which delivery is required. So you can see here what I require, when do I require, how am I paying, everything is being clearly mentioned. That means previously when you saw the format, what are the tips I gave you? It was like it has to be to the point, then it has to be very clear, and all the information, necessary information has to be given. So here you can see list of requirements is given, date on which delivery, that is also given, mode of payment, like how I am going to pay, is it online, is it through check, or is it by cash. All these will be made clear here. Okay, then items to be in good condition and as per requirement. So this is an extra condition that the person who is placing the order is writing here. So this has to be mentioned because you ought to pay for those items which are in good condition, because if that is in bad condition or that is a bad product that is supplied, then it will serve no purpose of yours. So that's the reason you need to specify this also. So tell them that the condition of the goods should be clear, condition of the items should be very neat, okay, and also as per requirement. So you are specifying your requirements. Then the salutation, closing salutation, then the name of the person who is ordering it, and he will have a designation. So all these happens in a company only. So this has to be there, the designation has to be there. So this is the format of the letter placing an order. So this is the format. Let us now move on to the next part. So which is that? It is the sample letter. how to place an order. As I told you, this is the format of a formal letter. So how does the formal letter look like? First comes the sender's address, then comes the date, then comes the recipient's address. Okay, so here also the same thing. So here Vasant Public School, Ramdaspet, Pune, this is the sender's address. Like I am writing that letter. So then comes the date, then I am writing to the company. What is it? The Melody House, and that is the manager. The designation is written, then the address of the recipient is written here. So this is pin code. I have not just mentioned. If you want, you can mention it. If not, you can put XX only. So then comes the salutation, dear sir. Okay, I don't know who is it. So I just wrote dear sir. If not, I would have written, like if I knew it is sir or madam, then I would have written the same thing. Okay, dear sir, respected sir, that's fine. Okay, respected sir also will do there. Yes, dear sir is done. Then comes the subject. What is the subject? I'm placing an order for something. What am I placing an order for? Order for musical instruments. So now that person will know that yes, there is an order for musical instruments. Then he will look into what is the requirement of the sender. So now let us look into the body of the letter, that is the main content. What is the main content of this letter? Okay, we wish to place an order for musical instrument for our school's newly started music department. The details of the order are as follows. So here you can see the purpose of the order is clearly mentioned. What is it? A school is placing order for the newly started music department. So obviously they will want a good feedback from the students and the parents. So they would want the person who is supplying, that is Melody House, to supply a good quality musical instruments. So what are the instruments required over there for this school? Let us have a look at it. So now they have told name of the musical instruments and the quantity. So here you can see the name is mentioned here and the number is mentioned here. So the order is clearly mentioned there. Then kindly find enclosed a check. So they have included, they have attached a check also of this check number bearing this number, and also what is the date of the check. So they have already paid for them. Then for rupees 50,000. So 50,000 rupees is the actual amount of the check drawn on XYZ bank. So I am not taking any name of the bank. I just wrote XYZ. If you would like to, you can write any bank's name, or maybe which is specified in the question given to you. Sometimes in the question it will be given to you. So through this bank and all. If it is not given, you can either write XYZ or you can write any bank's name. So being the advance payment. So 50,000 rupees is actually the advance payment for the above order. You are requested to have the above items neatly packed. These are my conditions. Neatly packed and sent through your own transport. So school is not giving any transport. So you have to do your transport, and the delivery should be made within 1 month of the receipt of this order. So what was the order date here? It is 2nd March. So now they have already paid the amount. Check is dated 1st March. So within a month, that means before 2nd April, they have to complete the order. Okay. So here this order is received on 2nd March. That is the letter that they are going to consider the date of the letter, not the date of the check, because whatever the authentic information, that is the letter. Okay, they have received a hard copy of the letter. So that's the reason they will consider 1 month from there, and within a month they are supposed to supply the order. So the item shall be delivered to the school in perfect condition. So this is my another condition here. The balance amount shall be paid by check within a week of the receipt of the above goods by us. So after receiving the goods, they are going to pay the remaining amount. So we would request you to give us the trade discount on the catalog prices. So whatever prices they have quoted, on that they want some discount because it is for an educational institution. So this is the way in which they put it across. Okay, so the very formal language, and their terms and conditions are very clear. Their order is also very clear over there, and also the purpose of placing this order is also specifically stated. At last we have this closing salutation, then the person who is ordering it, and the designation. So Shekhar is the principal who is placing the order here. So this is how you write a letter to place an order. So next we will move on to the letter of execution. Okay, so let me just tell you, while when we place the order, the other person may execute it or maybe he will cancel the order. That is left to the person. Suppose he has a good opinion about the company which is ordering it, maybe that is also one of the reasons he may look into whether to continue the business or not, or maybe he doesn't have proper goods with him, then also he may cancel it. Suppose he has it, he may execute it. So there are two options for a letter that is placed as order. Either that can be executed or that can be cancelled also. Okay, so let us have a look at the letter of execution. Means if the order is placed, yes, how it will be executed, how the person will accept and continue the business. So what should it have? Sender's company and address. Now it is the other way. Okay, I receive the order, then I'll be the sender here. The person who receives will be the sender now. So sender's company and address, then salutation, then comes the subject line. Whether the order will be executed or cancelled will be in the subject line. Then comes the actual content, that is the body of the letter. Then as usual we have this complimentary clause, yours faithfully, yours sincerely, all these will come. And then comes the sender's name and designation. Since it is a company, as I told, there should be designation. Okay, so it is almost the format of a formal letter only. So this is the format of the letter of execution. Means the order is appreciated, it will be accepted and it will be done. So suppose it is letter of cancellation. Okay, suppose I don't want to supply, I am not able to supply, then I will have to cancel the order. So how do I write this cancellation? Same thing, sender's company name and address. Of course there will be contact number also. Then comes the receiver's name and address. This is nothing but the formal letter format only, I need not have to reiterate it. Then salutation. Then comes the subject line. Dear sir, what is the subject? Whether you are going to cancel or you are going to execute the order, that will be specified. The actual content is in the body of the letter. Then comes the complimentary clause. As I said, yours faithfully, yours sincerely, thanking you, with regards, all these will be written there. One of these will be written. And then comes the sender's name and designation, because it's a company. So both of them will have the same format. Let us look at one of the sample letters there. So here we have a sample letter of cancellation. So how do you cancel an order? Okay, so same thing holds good with execution also. So I'll just tell you where you have to change for execution or cancellation. So as I told you before, it is the sender's address. So Lakshmi Cloth Center, Irvin Road, this is the name of the company, then this is the address. Fine, then comes the date. Fine, then they are writing it to Messrs. Shah Stationers, Bengaluru. So here Messrs shows that there are more than one person who is running it. Okay, it's a group of people, maybe partnership, they are running it. Then comes the salutation. Then comes the subject line. What is in the subject line? Cancellation of the order. Now they are referring to the order, something which is going to be cancelled. So let us see how do you write a letter there. So this is how you write for cancellation of an order. Okay, so we had placed an order with you on 4th April, some date, for 10 dozens of blue ink pentonic pens to be delivered on 4th May. So here they are, the reason, you just see what they are stating. They had placed an order on 4th. Before 4th May, it was supposed to be delivered. So they have placed for blue ink pentonic pens. But till now, we have neither received the goods nor any communication from your end. So the person who has received the order has not reverted. He has not told whether he'll be supplying or will he be cancelling also. So now, since they have not received any goods, they have not received any communication also. No goods, no communication, nothing. So they are just telling that to the people who they have already placed the order. As the time of delivery has expired long ago, we are compelled to cancel the order and to refuse the goods when they arrive. So they want to cancel the order. What if they have sent the goods and transit is late and the goods reach very late? So that time also, since it is already late, we are going to refuse the goods. Even if they arrive, they are going to refuse the goods is what they have told. So they have also apologized for the inconvenience. Okay, yes, it is not your duty to apologize. Okay, but at the same time, that is the way you have to write a letter. So that is the way you put it across in a formal way. So kindly excuses, that means they are also equally sorry for them not supplying this order. So now their order is being cancelled. Suppose this order is executed, you receive the order and all, and yes, what do you do then? You have to write a reply letter to them. We have already seen how to write a reply letter. How do you write it? That is also a formal letter. So there has to be a little change in this part. When you write this cancellation of the order, you just need to write that the order has been delivered. So thanks for the order, or maybe we are very grateful that you have received your order. Something like this you have to write. Okay. So wherever there is cancellation, you need to change the words, you need to change the sentences, and you should write it like a reply letter for having received the orders. So this way you need to change it here. Then comes the salutation, that is complimentary close or closing salutation. Then comes the name of the person who is dealing with it and the designation. Okay, he is the proprietor who is writing it. So in this module, we have learned about the execution of orders, placing of orders, and also the cancellation of orders. Like how do you write a letter? So in the coming sessions also, we will be looking at few more letter correspondences. So till then, keep learning, go through the recorded lecture. If at all you have any doubts, please make a note of it and come back to class and we can discuss about it. So take care children, keep learning. Let us meet shortly in a more interesting session. So take care, bye-bye, keep learning.